1, 2, 3. We're getting better at this.
That was pretty
good.
We, if at the very least, we need to enter any competitions that are just clapping.
Yeah.
Group clapping competitions. I'm not athletic. I can't do anything.
One clap on
Skull!
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do any of the others, but the first beat I got.
The old
got
Viking
that
clap.
on point.
Yep.
Watch, it's already probably mastered, and I'm gonna be the worst one there.
I mean,
just clapping.
technically, it is a Nordic thing. They did.
No, the
they
Nords
did
don't know
take it
anything.
from Iceland. Yeah,
Must be.
Iceland.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sure.
When in doubt, always ice.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I just always
Well,
blame
because I remember
Iceland.
it was the Vikings only started doing the skull clap like in the last less than 10 years.
Yeah.
I want to say it
That's
was
interesting.
one of the World Cups. It was when Iceland made a run at one of the, I forget which soccer championship it was.
Really?
But yeah, they were making a huge run, and so then it got really
Started doing
huge.
that.
FIFA
that
95.
well, because they started seeing actual people who were doing the watch party do the do skull, and then the Vikings took it. Well, probably asked to do it, but yeah.
Damn Vikings, they're here to take everything.
That's just what they're known for.
pillage.
Just pillage anything
They're
that's
like, the
good.
chant, I like it. Steal it. Let's do it.
Good.
So how are y'all doing this week, everybody?
It's good.
Not bad. Depressed.
So
Yeah, we're filming this the day after the Timberwolves lost by 2 points. Oh, it's depressing.
In glorious fashion.
Inglorious.
Yeah.
We put up a heck of a game. That's the thing. It's like we did everything right except for taking care of the basketball.
It's slightly important.
That
It's a
really
good
is.
game.
That's the only thing that we didn't do.
Not to
well.
mention there's 2 star players that subbed out and never subbed in.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Well, because at that point, you go into the fourth, right? Fourth's about to start, and Randall has 5 or 6 again.
Right.
Yeah.
You go, okay. He's offense is because at that time they needed offense.
Yes.
And then they started getting hot.
Because that's when Ant started actually doing something too.
Yeah. It's like you're within 5, okay, then 2, and then 7, and then 2, and then 1, and then 3, and you're like, you're right there.
Yeah.
But OKC always scored. There was never an
Because
answer
they
for their
had
score.
Right.
guys who were just as hot shooting as we did. Williams was insane. It wasn't even like SGA got his points, but
Sure.
he would just duck it out to Williams, and he would just throw up. Not even a prayer. We leave him wide open.
And they leave him wide open, and he was just shooting every single time he touched the ball.
I mean,
It's
that's the same with
crazy.
DiVincenzo, though. That's
Yeah,
exactly
Yeah,
what
okay, but there's a
DiVincenzo was.
spectrum there. It's like,
There's a spectrum.
You can rely on Williams.
Shea Gilchrist, DiVincenzo.
Yep.
Like, every time he had the ball, he shot, and it's like, yeah, but you know what? You know what? This game though, it worked. It worked for.
I'm pretty sure
like,
he
I was
go
shocked.
8 for 8 or something like that. Or
Yeah,
seven-
he went
seven-
well.
seven for- I think
He
it was
shot
7 for
really
7.
well.
And I called him in the game winner, and he got very close.
He got really
He kept
close,
getting close.
yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Because he had a couple of those buzzer
Right.
beaters in New York. He had a couple of them. Not
But
a
just
lot.
like
We almost saw DiVincenzo from New York come out again.
Exactly.
Like, he
Right.
really was showing out.
Now we're stuck
Yeah.
with towns from New York. Every
Yeah.
time I watch it, so New York, and I'm like, Tom, that's not what you sound like, buddy.
No.
That's it.
No.
If it wasn't for the turnovers, though, it would have been a for sure game.
Why is Julius sitting out the fourth quarter? There has to be the coach must be mad at him at this point.
I
right?
think what it is.
Maybe?
I think what it is because Randall, when he's scoring, like he can score, right?
Yeah.
But he's more of a body. This game and the game where he sat out the previous game too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because he wasn't scoring and y'all needed points. So when you have him not being hot at all,
Right.
his defense clearly is not helping either.
Right.
You need to figure something, like you have to sub him out. Because we even talked about it,
Right,
like
yeah.
why is Shea's cousin on it? I keep forgetting his name.
Well,
the other
Nikhil,
Alexander.
Yeah, Nikhil.
But I'm like, you need someone in there to score but he hasn't been.
Right.
Yeah.
Game 3 he went off and that's it.
But I don't know. When you need offense, having Rudy Gobert in, I just don't see why you don't
But
scoot
then-
Nas to 5.
But even then, Rudy was getting points. He was getting more. He got more points.
Hey,
I'm
he
pretty
had
sure
that one dunk. He had that
He had
one
one
dunk.
dunk
That
to
was
Gobert.
was
great.
nice. Yeah.
Okay, so would you have subbed Gobert for Randall?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. At that point.
At that point, because like if you go to game 4,
Because at that point, his defense
was.
was doing better than
Yeah.
Randall's was. At very least, he was a big guy down low.
Yeah, but Shai was just searching Rudy out. I don't think he would be able to search out Julius as effectively.
No, yeah, because there was a couple times where, Shai just has a great job, and they were talking about it last night. He just walks into position
Yep.
nonchalantly, takes a step back and throws,
Yep.
and it makes it.
And just goes
100%.
in.
Right.
And and here's the thing, this is what I always tell people, I'm like, the star is always going to score.
Oh, yeah.
Shea
Unless
Gilchrist
you
is always
wear a
going to score.
Timberwolves jersey.
Yeah,
It makes it
yeah.
out.
Well, like I said, the stars are always going to score.
Yeah.
No, but like, okay, so like assuming
Yeah.
their star player is always going to score. So you go, okay, What do I need to do? That's why the Celtics were so dominant last year.
Yeah.
Because you go, okay, if I stop Tatum, I still have Brown to worry about. I still have Porzingis when he's healthy to worry about. I have Al Horford who can still give me 20 points and everybody else.
That's usually the case with the Wolves, though. Where it's like even if Ant doesn't score 30, you had usually Julius
Your role players did
20,
their job last.
and then that's the thing. It's like every other role player did fantastic. We had 3 guys who were not Julius or Ant get 20+ points.
Oh yeah.
Now I would argue like this series, not the season because the trade happened a while, but like not the season, not even round 1. They blew the shit out of the Lakers. But like when you look back at it, I go, this is where you notice you miss Cat because Cat somehow is always like the one he could always find a way if Ant wasn't. If Ant was, then Cat probably wasn't. Or if they both were, you're gonna win.
Yep.
Like Cat, for all his faults, because he's so goofy. I'm like he was dominant in Timberwolves. You know what I mean? It just wasn't the piece they felt they needed.
And that's how the Knicks came back the last game. Where
it was the only reason.
That was the only reason where they were down 20 points and came back and won. Cat went off. Yes.
So I get why they traded him for different because you need pieces.
Yeah.
And I get why they traded him. And I don't even think they made a wrong decision. I think this is just the moment you go, okay, we needed a Cat.
Right. And it's also where you see the difference between I think Ant at 23.
Yeah.
Versus, he's still a super young guy.
Yeah,
already a huge difference between last year's final or conference finals run and this year's.
Huge.
He's already a huge improvement, and then it's only a matter of time where he can find that extra gear to essentially, was it Mamba mentality where he'll find a way.
When he finds that, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
What did you think about his post game though, where he said, "I didn't get enough shots to struggle anyway."
Here's my problem. Here's my one problem with Ant. He's so like nonchalant.
Right.
And I'm like, it's okay to be mad, or it's okay to be like, dude, I played horribly, or I didn't get the ball enough, or I didn't get help enough.
I think you saw that briefly after the last game into the was it in between game 2 and game 3?
Yeah, he came out just firing.
Right. Because you even saw that there was that clip going around where he just had his LeBron moment or whatever, where it's like he's in his hat.
We kind of need that from him a little bit.
But that's the exact.
That's what he's missing.
Need more of that for sure.
I just go
from like game to game.
Yeah. The one thing Ant has on his side is he's young. He's still learning. This is a learning experience. My one problem is it's like, okay, at what point do you look like you have to look at yourself?
Yeah.
And you go, okay, I get not being hot for a quarter.
Right.
He wasn't hot for the entire game.
And
he never.
He got kind of hot at the fourth quarter, too little, too late.
Yeah.
But up to halftime, he had 4 shot attempts.
Yeah. Look at game 2. He didn't score at all in the third, or if he did, it was like once.
Right.
And in the past, they say, man, he made a lot of good passes, which he was reading the offense pretty well. He also had 6 assists, 5 turnovers. Yeah. Which he had a lot of hockey assists.
Right there. So he always has a lot of turnovers. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like and it's not as bad as it was last year, because last year was, again, comparing last year's run to this year, he would drive into traffic, and we saw a little bit of that this last game, but there was others that were doing that too.
Right.
But it's like the turnovers are just a big weakness of his.
Yeah. And what I hope, I don't think so, but it's like you get in his head where he goes, okay, if he feels like he's not getting either enough help, or if he's pissed at himself, so he's like, okay, I'm doing something wrong, so then he almost shuts down in a way, not like doesn't try, but where it's like it just doesn't try hard enough, if that makes sense.
It almost seems like that happy demeanor almost goes too far in the disadvantage, because any other player, you see them get mad and then all of a sudden they go off if they have that type of mentality. In any sport, really. It's like you see like your LeBrons, your Michael Jordans, your Kobe's here, but then you also have like your Aaron Rodgers and your Tom Brady's. They will make
better.
What's all the stories of like the greats saying they found a reason to get mad? Like even if it was a real or fake reason, they found a reason to get mad and then turn off that extra gear.
And I also get him being like, not being like, okay, well it's over, it's done now, guys, because you can't be like that. You still have. If you win, look at Celtics. They won one more, and we all had our little hope for 5 seconds. But until it's over, you got a chance. I mean, it's not impossible to come back 3-1. It's happened a few times. I mean, it can happen, but I just think
it's a very big uphill battle, especially against Oklahoma City.
Well, and the problem is your version. Like I actually like Randall, but for me, he's always been the D-Lo of any team he's on.
Don't talk to me about D-Lo.
Because hear me out, he'll have a great season, and if he happens to make the postseason, he's a completely different person.
Right.
It's very weird. I don't know what it is. Lakers experienced it 2 years in a row where it's like D'Lo was averaging like 15 to 20 or probably like 15, 16 points a game.
Right.
And then they get to the playoffs and he barely shoots or scores these 2 points.
For the first 2 series, though, against the Lakers and Golden State, he was putting up 20-something points every game, though.
First game of this series.
Yeah.
He was the only one that scored like 20.
Exactly.
He was the only one that had scored in the first half.
Exactly.
He was your offense at that point.
He was the only offense.
But then he disappears. I am curious. Is this like the end of Randall? Are they gonna trade him away? Because
I would.
The coach at this point obviously isn't happy with him to the point he's not playing him.
He's not even playing the fourth.
He's
you can't have
his contract's pretty big.
Yeah.
They have to do something.
I'd get rid of him, and I only say that because it's like you said, you're spending all this money. Mm-hmm. You're not even trying to play him in the fourth. It's not like you're bringing him in with 5 minutes.
Right.
You're not playing him at all. You're bringing him in to hopefully catch a rebound.
Yeah.
Like
that was it.
You're hoping
it was their last free throw.
Yeah.
What's the point?
And you're like, what are you doing? Just leave DiVincenzo out there.
Yeah.
So
at that point, I'd rather trust Ant to just throw it and hit the rim and hope he gets the dunk.
Yeah,
honestly.
Because you go, okay, some team is going to want him. Someone will want him.
Someone will trade for him.
Oh, absolutely.
What's a couple?
What can you get in return,
little
though?
Spunky little newbies that go in there and help out, or do you draft a certain way? Like
I think y'all have a lot of bigs. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Naz Reid is great. He can play starter. All you need is a backup at this point.
Exactly. You just need somebody to fill. I mean,
Naz is a starter on every other team.
Right. Get a good. So we just need another power forward, really.
Essentially.
Or a true point guard because Conley's getting old, and Lord knows Edwards is being wasted.
This is what
bringing the ball up.
Kills me. Dillingham, no play time. And you have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I guess is now their backup point guard.
Right. Well, who was our
because he scored
double zeros last night?
Right?
The other kid off the bench,
Shannon. Shannon Jr. or whatever.
Yeah, dude, he did great off the bench. Oh my goodness.
I actually like him a lot. He doesn't get a lot of play time because he's so young
but he showed that he could though.
In a few years, he's going to be great.
I think they in the first 3 minutes he was on to get 7 points off the bench immediately and got more later. That's pretty amazing.
Well, it's like really Scottie Pippen Jr. with the Lakers for a bit, and then he went to Memphis and was dominating for a couple of games. Right. And you're like, okay, there you go.
But we need a playmaker though. Is the main thing is that if you're taking out Randall, who's technically bringing up the ball to give the playmaker to Ant, you need somebody else who can do it, and that was supposed to be Connolly, and he's now older than Connolly.
But is he bringing the ball? I mean, he's just not getting played. So what? Right now, it's just running Ant. Y'all really do need a true point guard.
Exactly.
Like somebody who just.
I'm just trying to think who you go for. Like my example was somebody like a
Ball, not
Lonzo
or his brother.
Lonzo.
You won't get LaMelo.
No, not gonna get LaMelo.
He's franchise tag. There's no way.
Here's an example.
No, but we would use him better.
Well, you need somebody who's willing to fight, who doesn't worry about scoring as much as facilitating. Kind of like a Rondo.
Yeah,
and I was like,
honestly, LaMelo, or Lonzo, Lonzo is key
when
he stays healthy.
All defensive potential.
Yes.
And you know who's going to be pretty free soon is Marcus Smart. That was somebody I was like,
I forgot.
I was like,
Wizards,
he's on Wizards, so he's not doing anything over there. Wizards want something to help him. I'm like, he's either going to stay there and die, or he's good trade bait. Where if you're Washington, you go, I'll give up Marcus Smart to a team who needs somebody to go in there and fight and be grizzled and go do his thing. Because he's not old; he's like 32.
Yeah, and he'll play good defense and pass the
Defensive
ball.
Player of the Year 2 years
because that's all he did was pass the ball. And he shot in Boston.
And we're key on defense. That's the thing. It's like our defense is what we capitalize on. Most teams.
I think Marcus Smart, someone along those lines. Because the thing with Lonzo is he's glass.
That's exactly.
He's a great facilitator. But this what'll happen is it'll be like Mike Gordon Hayward. You'll get him, and he'll hurt himself 3 games in, and you're like, well, we lost. Now we don't have Randall, and we don't have Lonzo.
Right,
exactly.
So I think there's some room to make. It's not over until it's over.
Yeah.
Game is tomorrow, so.
We'll see.
Who knows?
Never know. You might win 3 in a row. Maybe okay.
It's possible. One game at a time.
Lord Wilton's going to help my heart attack here. I was already bad enough in the last couple minutes last night. All right, it was bad enough as is.
Right.
Well, if you're like me, you just wish to be put out of your misery and it just be a blowout.
I mean, because you already
come back next year.
As a Celtics guy, you already have the banners to go with it.
Absolutely, we do.
I don't, and so I can't use more just blowout heartbreak.
Yeah.
Give me make it a close game. Because at least with this series, we had a blowout win in our favor.
Yep.
We had the heartbreak loss. Just give me one more win. That's all I want. And then give me a little bit more hope. Let me just a little edge.
Hey, but here's the thing. They prove they can beat them. They don't need to win in a blowout.
No, that's exactly it.
But if I'm them, Ant has to lead.
Yeah.
Ant has to go all the way. I don't care if he missed the first 10 shots. Kobe would go out there and miss 10 shots in a row and then make 10 in a row.
And then finally.
And you're like, okay, you got to find a rhythm right away.
Yeah.
And you have to do it the entire game, which sounds stupid, but you have to do it the entire game.
100%.
And then everybody else will follow or figure it out. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, if you get hot, that means all eyes are on you, and you get a Gobert 7'3", long arm body, and you get him to just dunk it down.
Right. Because that's the thing, it's like Gobert's not known for his offense, but he does get those sneaky little lobs or rebounds.
Hey, that one dunk last night was great.
Yeah.
It was the most athletic play I've ever seen.
For real.
It was awesome. He made some good passes last night, too.
Yes.
Usually Gobert's passes go 5 or 6 feet above the person he's throwing at. But last night, he was on target. It was really fun to watch.
Poor Gobert, though. I feel bad. I'm like, because if you have, I say poor Gobert, millionaire, but like you don't want him and be a good facilitator. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like when you say those two things together, you go, but is that what he's there for? I mean, he can do it, but he's not doing anything.
But it's also not the role he was called to be for, though.
I think it's the role that OKC puts him in because they just crowd the paint.
That's true.
They are. Yeah. They were living with Dante shooting every single time down the floor.
And it just happened to have been Dante got really hot.
And y'all were doing simulations.
Every other series would have been him just bricking everything.
I still say my thing about Dante is he just shoot at the line. Don't shoot 6 feet behind if you don't have
that's why because he was shooting those corner threes.
The corner threes.
He couldn't step back.
It was perfect. It's like Dante's area.
And he was gold every single time.
That's Dante's Inferno.
That proves my point. Dante will shoot the ball no matter how many times he misses.
Does not matter.
And needs to take a play in his brain. He's like, maybe if I shoot the ball.
Which is so interesting. Ant holds the most 3-pointers on the year, right?
Right.
Isn't he broke the record?
Again, last night I think I saw the saying he was for 46% of the game he was at least double covered. For 46% of the game.
Well, then you're double covered. Yeah. That means someone is open.
He can make those shots.
Open. Yeah. So it's like, okay, if that's the case, right? Your best player double team the entire time. Then what do you need on the floor? What are you missing?
Again,
to get that?
We did everything. That's why we.
I don't think offense was their problem.
No, that's the thing. It's like that's why DiVincenzo got his shots. That's why Walker got his shots. That's why everybody else, guys off the bench, were getting shots.
That makes sense
easily.
100%.
But it's also. But again, it's the turnovers and the offensive rebounds. We could not get an offensive rebound.
Crazy. Y'all got the size.
Defensive rebounds or whatever. We were letting them get so many extra rebounds.
So many.
Well, because what I was noticing is that every time we take a shot, clear out the inside, OKC stays for their rebound. Even if the guy's going to make it every single time,
they assume they're already not going to get the rebound.
Right.
They really rely on Dort, Williams, all of them, just to play great defense. They'll play 3 on 5 on the other end.
Oh, absolutely.
Our 2 bigs will try to rebound.
They'll catch up.
They'll figure it out.
But then they keep getting it, and then they just throw back out. Yeah.
So I think we'll see closer to game 3 in this next one.
I
think we'll see closer to that.
Right. It's hard to be closer than 2 points, though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, it won't be a blowout, but I think Ant will play better.
Yeah.
I think there won't be as many turnovers. It's really, again, it sounds stupid because it's like, oh, well, but it's going to come down. It's going to come down
honestly,
to who gets hot.
It's been kind of nice with these last 2 games where it's like pure basketball games. There wasn't a whole lot of talk of like free throw merchant type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we're playing. They let them play a little bit more, but they also were able to just play good defense on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they really were.
And Shane just couldn't miss.
Right.
Everything he
that
shot,
also helps.
Like everything he like. Man. Yes, he kind of flops like a crazy person. But the thing is, he shoots and makes it every time almost. It's crazy.
He's so effective at it every single time, and he gets the switch on Rudy. Yeah, and poor Rudy's stuck on an island.
There's no chance.
What's crazy though is a lot of times when the guards get it, they want to shoot the 3. Shai is perfectly happy taking a mid-range shot that he knows he's going to make every time.
I would love to see his statistics on that of what he is on that long too. Because it's got to be up there.
He's got to be rivaling.
How long has he been in the league
now? Yeah,
he's been in here a few years.
For a few years now.
Yeah. He's 25.
25.
Yeah, he's older than Ant.
I'll say a few years and. I mean, he's just somebody who practices it. Which
that's exactly
you get so many of these new people who just practice 3s more than anything, and they'll pass up an open 2 because they're
honestly, I think that's more than anything is probably why he was scoring like so well, and he was leading scorer this year, right?
Yeah.
And that's for that reason because he's not taking garbage 3s, he's taking calculated 2s.
Yeah. Well, and that's like all of modern defense is you won't take a 3, you won't take a dunk. We'll give you a mid range. He said, okay.
It's fine.
Great. Yeah, that's my game plan now.
And he'll get the free throw afterwards.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Like you're gonna close out late, or you're gonna have to double, or whatever. Yeah. He's totally cool with that. He is slick on the inside. I will say.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
He is slick.
He's got
It's because every time we watch it, he's like he's already like going this way and he runs out.
But you can do that, and that's what Ant does and gets the foul. But like SGA gets the free throw off of going the opposite way. If he had done the same thing going into it, he can still twist his body around.
He does. He tries to finesse outside every time.
Yeah. If he finessed inside, I wonder what would happen.
Yeah, just take the free throws. Well, although if he started shooting middies, who knows what would happen?
Oh, seriously.
Because Ant is kind of in that thing. He'll shoot a 3, and he will dunk over 3 people.
Yeah.
No mid range. Well, not but
not as frequently. Yeah.
And I didn't get to see a lot of the game for at first. Was because what Ant did so well in the last game was he was in a lot of like dunk, layup in between mid range, and then he had some threes out in the wall too.
Right.
So like, did he not have as many?
Again, because he was double and triple team the whole time, he couldn't even get the momentum to get.
As soon as you're in the paint, just think about it. Gobert's on the floor.
Yeah.
No point in guarding him at the 3.
Yeah.
So you're always going against the big and your guy.
Yeah.
And then their thing was, okay, just leave Dante alone and we'll just triple team in the paint. And that's why a lot of open shots came out.
Yeah, so it was like, as soon as he would, let's just say he's going like this way he would go up to the corner or top corner, and as soon as he would get to the 3-point line, 2 guys on him. If he tries to go in at all, 3rd guy comes up from the corner or from the post. Yeah, and at that point, he either throws down to the corner or across as a skip pass or moves it around. They had a lot of great ball movement.
Which is... I still don't know why. I think y'all should just do the same thing to Shy.
Oh, 100%.
Because Shy is equally as good of a scorer in a different way.
Yeah.
Just double.
Fire with fire. If you're going to do it to him, do it to him and see what happens.
You know, the commentator said last night that they thought that it was a third-person game. So if it was a shootout essentially between Chet and I don't know, I guess Nas and Dante, whoever's your third scorer in that situation, whoever misses least.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Chet was being left wide open. He happened to make them. Dante was wide open.
Chet was killing it.
He happened to make them.
Gosh.
Yeah. What was it? We had McDaniels at 22, DiVincenzo 21, Walker at 23.
Yikes.
Top 3 leading scorers right there.
Which Walker's defense was really. I mean, I know this Shy scored a lot, but Walker did a really good job guarding.
So
it looks bad when somebody scores
40 points or something.
Elimination game, right? Elimination game. Do you shake up the starters? Start the guys who've been getting you hot?
No, because all the guys who've been getting hot are great off the bench. They're great at reading how the energy of the game is going, which is why Shannon Jr. or whatever was able. He said it in his post game. He's great at going downhill and shakes everything up.
Right.
Because where everybody else is still taking those outside shots, all of a sudden you have a guy who's not afraid to go downhill.
Yeah, true. Does Connolly start?
Yeah.
That was
he's their best point guard in theory.
In theory.
But again,
I would start Nickeil Alexander.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not Randall will be a better choice to start. But do you start Connolly? I would get one of these guys who've been offensively just going off.
No, but I would say start Walker because that's how we got the blowout in Game 3.
Yeah.
Because we just started Walker called it. He's like, they suffocated us on defense right off the bat. It's like if you get them off their game, you can't let them get into a rhythm right off the bat.
And Nickeil just has a better chance. He's just younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Connolly, love him, great defender. Father Time catches up to everybody.
Yeah, and what's funny is he's not that old. The problem is he's just a lot of injuries. He's been around the block.
Yeah.
Well, he was on the old grit and grind team that can't be good on the joints.
Poor guy. Like when you have to be on a team, you have to try a little harder. So catch up to you a little faster.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow's the
elimination
break.
Yeah,
elimination game. We got as of this recording, got Pacers and Knicks going on right now. So we'll see how that goes. And it's
currently the Pacers are up.
Yeah, as of right now, Pacers are up. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Yep.
But back in the sports world, what do y'all think of that? I sent y'all the Michael Jordan coming back to the announcing booth for the new season.
That's gonna be interesting.
Here's the thing. I look at it as like either he needs the money because he's gambling away, which in theory
he's making plenty of money off his shoes alone.
Shoes alone, he's making a lot of money. I feel like he's hated the game of basketball for a long time. He's come off as I don't know if it's the fans or if it's basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to why he's doing it.
I think it started with The Last Dance, where they finally got him on camera talking about his career, and then he was seeing how everybody else in his career was talking about him.
Yeah.
And that was I think that was a wake up call to say, oh, that's what my PR is right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, and so from there he's come out with he's come out with a lot more statements about an opinion one way or another about stuff. And even then, even with the whole LeBron and MJ debate, he's come out giving props to LeBron,
right.
and giving him credit. Not outright saying one way or another what he thinks. You could tell what he thinks, but
for sure.
At least giving props. Even was it last month? He even gave a whole statement about how the game, like he likes how the game is being played, or he wants his fan base to give more props to the new superstars.
So maybe it's for the right reasons. I think Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I love Space Jam. I love that era. I'm a basketball fan first.
Right.
So I'm excited to see him back.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, what's your end game here, buddy?
What
you doing here, MJ?
Because a lot of players have come back and not been good at commentating.
No, that's exactly true.
Like there's a few like Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, Shaq, Kenny.
They're charismatic.
Because they're entertainers even on and off the court.
Yeah.
They were entertainers when they were playing.
100%. Jordan wasn't known for his charisma like that.
No,
His was in a whole different era.
Yeah.
His was less his charisma was less entertainment and more just as a human.
Yeah. But on that argument,
human.
Kobe had the same mentality.
Yeah.
And his detail series was
great.
phenomenal.
It was great. That short film.
So if he takes
that's a film rather than live commentary, though. That's
true.
That's prepared.
But if he takes that style where he's more breaking down like what he would do or why,
do your Tom Brady or do your Tony Romo type of breakdown.
He's not the color guy. He's going to be the guy who's like explaining the game.
Exactly. Which honestly we need a lot more of in
breakdown
less hammy methods. Because you have like they do a great job at breaking it down, but then half the time they're at each other's throats.
They're just playing.
That's a joke.
He went for the dunk. He's like, "And you fat?" And you're like,
how many rings? How many rings?
Yeah. You're like, dang, they're just Shaq and Chuck roasting each other.
Right. And then, but like in between there, they have absolute gems of how to break down the game.
100%.
But then you have guys like Stephen A. or Skip, who they've never played. They've never played a minute on a professional court, but they're trying to break down the game.
2 in high school. You better watch out now.
And you know what? Maybe what I could see too is sometimes when you have when you all have the same goal. That's why so many like athletes are doing their own media and podcasts, because they can talk about the game of basketball.
Absolutely,
because ESPN and all this other stuff hasn't. I can see Michael Jordan being at home being like, dude, I'm tired of this Shannon controversy. I'm tired of Stephen A. I'm tired of Skip. I'm tired of all whatever.
Right.
And being like, they're killing basketball.
Yeah.
So if he loves basketball, I could see him coming back and being like,
I hope so. I really.
I had a different conspiracy theory other than the Last Dance. Okay. I think it's LaMelo because he owns Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
Does he?
LaMelo.
Does he still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the owner, but I think he's like one of the more major owners. Yeah. But LaMelo, I think, has like re-sparked anything going on in Charlotte. They even say he's like supposedly like Michael Jordan's pet project now, where he really likes, because LaMelo's loyal to Charlotte. He's obviously skilled.
So good.
Team is not.
Every highlight of him.
He is skilled.
Yeah, every highlight of him is on just amazing. Yeah. Well, it's another level.
If Charlotte's not careful, they're going to basically turn into Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're going to have the star who everyone goes to see him, and the team stinks.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing you can do.
My original thought, this is PR to get players to Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out, I'm going to be back in the media, right. People are going to think about me again, I'm going to be able to rub elbows and talk.
That's fair.
I know that's against player union, but let's face it, he's going to be recruiting them all to Charlotte.
Think about the people. Look, MJ, like, the last time I saw him was when Kobe died.
Yeah.
That's the last time he's been in any sort of media in any form.
Yeah.
And before that, I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw Michael Jordan inside of any sort of media about basketball.
Yeah, it used to be like he'd get a couple clips on his his basketball cams. That's about it.
Yeah. And so I'm like,
and even then it was because somebody bet him, hey, he scores a point on you, we'll give the entire camp free shoes, and he made sure that he smoked them.
What sounds so stupid?
I think he still gave him shoes, but
probably.
But still, it's like.
Just for the point, I win.
That doesn't look great.
Well, it sounds so stupid. I remember being a kid and maybe like between 10 and 13, where people would talk about Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time, and it was like LeBron hadn't even started yet.
It wasn't a contest.
I thought he was dead. Because you never
saw him.
Baseball
years.
You never. Yeah, I'm like, you never saw him. I'm like, so I'm trying to think. So let's say I was 10, that was like 2001, 2002. Yeah. So it was like a year before LeBron. He was still alive.
Yeah.
And like he still is, but like he just wasn't, and he was like still in the league.
Was he playing?
Yeah, he was
kind of. He
was still kind of playing a little bit, but it's like people would talk about him, but it was always in past tense, even though he was playing, because it was out of Chicago, and then like you get past 2003, 2004, 2005, so I'm about 14, 15. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. Like, because they're talking to him in past tense always. Mm-hmm. So it'll be nice to see him in a current tense.
Yeah.
Like, what's currently happening with him?
It would be a cool what if. Because his era, I know they say they, fashioned the dynasties or whatever. Like he fashioned the Bulls around him. Sure, whatever. He went to Charlotte, or what was it then? Were they the Bullets? Who were they? The Bobcats.
Yeah.
He went to the Bobcats, and then he just stayed in like purgatory by himself.
He's just there.
And he was chasing super teams like KD, or even you could argue LeBron, like arguing with Cleveland, Heatles, so on and so forth. Back to Cleveland.
Anybody would have taken him in that time. Like
how many accolades could he have had?
Oh, for sure. But I think again, this is my own opinion. Is I just think he was too. I don't want to say narcissistic, but I think he was.
Word.
I think
that's a stereotype they say in the Last Dance.
That's exactly. But I think he doesn't want to lean on anybody else.
Yeah.
And it really did show. Whereas every time that he put out any sort of statement, it was I did this. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I wanted this.
Yeah.
But you gotta respect it.
Oh no, you give him credit.
The heart.
Because what's funny is you have everyone glazing him up, but he knows he did it.
So
when he speaks,
absolutely.
he's like, "No, I did this."
Yeah, right.
Like it didn't matter what anyone said.
Like everyone,
right.
It's
right.
like, he was a great. Like, no. Like look at his what was his Hall of Fame acceptance speech? Was just straight up down that whole path.
Yeah.
That's about right.
It's one of those I'm excited to see what he says. I'm excited what his show will look like. Now for funsies, let's get Scottie Pippen on a show with him. I think
that would be great.
They'll be the new Chuck and Shaq.
That would be awesome.
Just beefing the entire time.
Yeah. That would be really good.
Yeah.
I like to see Kevin Garnett and MJ on the same set. I feel like it'd be very chaotic.
I feel like that would be the same kind of energy that was Saban and McAfee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which made
for
a great podcast.
For all the college...
for
game days?
For game days. College game days when it was Saban and McAfee.
I didn't watch a lot of those, but I watched the clips on
the clips were hilarious.
It's hilarious. They're going back and forth. Pat is... Because he does it, because look, he's in WWE now too.
Yeah.
So you get these guys that he's showman. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's selling a product, and to do that, you got to poke the bear.
Oh, absolutely.
In a way that people are like.
Well, and the thing, Saban knows that, so he knows he has to be the straight man.
Yep.
To Pat's just goon.
Goon.
Pat is great.
Yeah, he's
he's
like
a 40-year-old just jock, or it's a
Pretty
40-year-old
pretty much.
It's funny, he went from...
Or frat boy.
Frat boy.
Yeah.
The kicker and punters are definitely the least popular of any football player.
Absolutely.
Any team in existence
But even
ever.
then, he had a name even when he was in there.
He did, for sure, but it's still hard to overcome that you are the punter kicker.
Yeah.
And he did it in glorious fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thinks he's the coolest now.
But again, because he knows that it's an entertainment game.
Yeah.
And so if he can be that entertainer, which is why his show is constantly the best. It's the most popular and most profitable on.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure it's most popular.
Because he took the charisma he had on the field, even though he was a kicker, took it to a podcast platform, had his buddies who he could riff off of, and he used that. Because some of his takes would piss people off, so get people talking.
Yeah.
Some of his takes, he'd say stuff he was accurate, and so that gets people talking.
I think always work.
Yeah, now he took his show on YouTube, and he's part of the ESPN, and he got all of his friends paid, and these just dudes. Like, they're not famous people, they're just guys.
Yeah,
which is the best part.
Pat McAfee is reportedly one of the most profitable shows on ESPN right now.
Oh, on ESPN? For sure. Every other show is so wildly out of budget.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like Pat's budget has to be like a case of beer, a new TV.
Well, because it's his own
That's all we need.
It's in his own facility. And so he's like, he just has his own setup there. And he's like, all right, let's go play a sport.
Yeah,
because he can.
And I mean, of course, there's Cass and all those other people. But he doesn't have a lot of fluff going on in his.
No, and he grinds, man, because he'll be on Monday Night Raw doing the announcing, and then fly out right after Raw to wherever his show he films, and then he has to go on Sunday or Saturday, whatever, and he flies back out to do that. And he still does his show.
There's a lot of athletes.
Grinding,
they'll do the once a week. Nah, he's like 4
Pat's
times a week, which probably helps to the PR side of things.
Yeah.
Where you can't forget his name.
Yeah,
no, he's a brand. His name is a brand now. He's everywhere. So, yeah. Anything else sports world we want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that's about a wrap.
It's about time for a quick little movie rundown here. So we got a couple things here. So first, this is the part where I bring in the movie aspect of this, which we'll start off with the gaff, right? We'll start off with the goof. So a segment we're going to do here is James has seen what he's seen, right? He's seen movies.
Nothing.
He's seen
not nothing. Just nothing of modern popularity. Yeah.
If it was not a Western or filmed on a potato, I've not seen it.
And you know what? It's a damn good potato.
There's some good movies out there. Okay?
So the thing is, you know what you know. So I thought it'd be fun before we. There's also showing you good movies, right? They're showing you movies. But there's also, I own a lot of them. I have over 1,000 movies in the collection. Is every now and then throw in a segment. I'm just going to bring a movie. I'm going to show it to you.
For reference, I own 8 movies on Amazon.
Absolutely. Okay. And you know what? All it takes is one to be a collection.
And 6 of those are for my kid. So just do with that information what you want.
So let me bust out. I got my secret movie pocket here.
Oh, wow.
My goodness. So this movie right here, before we get into the cover. Okay. This is one that I go, what's one that'd be fun for Marcos not to know either, right?
Okay.
So this is one strictly based off the cover. I want you to tell me what you think it's about.
Just off the cover.
And we'll go over it, right? So this is Jim Cotta for everybody here.
Jim Cotta.
Jim Cotta.
Right?
Okay.
Can I get a year this was released, or am I just
1985.
Oh, no.
85. Okay.
So it's before any of us in this room were born.
I think that y'all were closer than me, but this was long before.
Whoa, that's 6-year difference, brother.
Right.
How dare you? How dare you out me like that?
Okay.
Okay.
Just okay.
And I'll read you what the back says afterwards.
Okay. Afterwards.
So we got here. We got a couple ninjas. We got a guy in some tights.
We've got an MP40 in between the ninjas because that was their
real quick. You know this. We'll give him one of these. Let's look at this cover.
I'll pop it up on screen.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get another reference there.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim Cotta,
the world champion Kurt Thomas, the master of Jim Cotta.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I have a guess. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he's a gymnast, right?
Okay.
So the main character is a gymnast. And he goes to. I'm just gonna give the whole synopsis.
Absolutely. Yep.
He is an accomplished gymnast. He is in the Olympics, right? He's training in the Olympic Village.
Okay.
That takes place in Russia. And I say this because we have a random gun in the middle, and ninjas are out for him. That's what. Yep. I don't know where the ninjas came in from, but the ninjas are after him for that's what we're going with.
I like it. So anything else you want to throw out there for our boy?
That's a pretty solid guess. I was just gonna go with that. I was gonna go with gymnast that gets caught in ninja hijinks.
I mean, you only have a couple options of what he's doing.
I only have a couple. I said Russia because he's got like the gymnast thing going on, but that's definitely like I don't know what is that like an MP40 from Call of Duty.
Yeah, look at that thing. Look at that. We got that Photoshop gun just in the air.
The village might be in Germany. I don't know. One or the other. It's either Russia or Germany. It's a simple split.
I wanted to start off one that was like. You could probably look at it and go, okay, like he's a ninja, gymnast, like whatever, he's there, right? Before I get one that's just clustered in garbage, because it's gonna be a little bit harder. But so let's go ahead and I'll read the synopsis. Race through swamps. Actually, wait, let me give you the tagline first. For glory, for nation, for survival, let the game begin.
Okay.
Race through swamps, climb a burning rope, dangle above raging rapids, brave fierce hand-to-hand smackdowns, and always be wary of hurled spears and plunging blades of attacking ninjas. Survive the unstoppableness part of the game. It's part of the game. Gymnastic champion Kurt Thomas portrays Jonathan Cabot, an American who travels to remote Parmistan to take part in deadly competition that hasn't been won by an outsider in 900 years.
Oh, 900.
Robert Klaus directs, who also directed Enter the Dragon. So
okay. There we go.
So combining martial arts with Thomas' athletic talent, including a sequence where the gymnast uses a pommel horse routine to pummel a berserk horde.
Nice.
Does Cabot escape the perils of the game? Find out the escapist adventure? That's Jim Cotta.
Okay.
Interesting.
So this is like Mortal Kombat.
Enter the Dragon, Mortal Kombat.
That sounds a lot like Mortal Kombat.
If you look at the back here, now that I've read you the synopsis, look at that pommel horse. It's ready to it's ready to pummel some.
I just want to know because now I'm going to watch this movie.
Absolutely.
Because I must apparently.
Disc art looks absolutely the same.
There you go.
I'm about to find a DVD player. That'll be step number 1.
Step 1, find something to play it on.
Does he just walk out of the backstage with a pommel horse on his back or something?
That's what I'm saying. You got to be ready to go.
Right, yeah.
Ready to go at all times. You never know when you need to go.
If this is like an ancient competition, how does gymnastics play into this?
Also, the MP40 really throws things off. I like the dude just spinning around.
That's what I'm saying. So while he's on the pommel horse, no one decides to use the gun.
Right. Oh, okay, good.
They don't ever decide to use any of their weapons. It's just there.
Stationary.
He's going crazy.
That's
so,
great.
All right.
It's been a while since I've watched it. I remember watching it and actually not being as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
It's goofy. It's silly. So is Enter the Dragon.
I was to say it's
a typical 80s ninja film.
Yeah.
It's competent enough that you won't be bored, and you actually weren't that far off. So.
Actually, that's a great call on that one.
Hey, you know.
So I highly recommend Jim Cotta, ladies and gentlemen. Give James a round of applause for that first attempt at name that film or name that synopsis. So we'll have some other ones. I wanted to give you one that wasn't too difficult.
Yeah.
But looking at it, you go, "What the hell am I looking at?"
That's good.
Now?
That's good.
And you know he's covered in baby oil, which is always a good time.
Of course,
it's always a great time. So Jim Cotta. Next, I'll bring a little thing that can like. Link So beautiful.
Like it.
That's interesting.
You know,
I like it.
It's a fun time. You gotta have the random 80s. See, here's the thing about me. I'll watch anything. I don't care what it is. If I have any interest, if it looks silly and it makes me chuckle. If you were to show me a trailer for that and I laugh, I'm in. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a grand time. Horror movies the same way, where I'm like, either I'm gonna be scared, or I'm gonna love it, and it's gonna be stupid, and I'm gonna be fine with it.
Right.
That's just my style. I'll see anything. And also, to keep on the movie theme, so we had just all saw Lilo and Stitch. Posted about it on TikTok, Instagram. Posted one of the clips on Facebook or on YouTube as well, YouTube Shorts. And so we're going to talk a little box office here. So we're going to
plug in. We'll have all the links in the description.
Yes, we'll put links for all that stuff.
Regardless of where it is, it'll be right there to go to our link tree.
Because I'll post
all the socials and Patreon and whatnot.
Because I'll post all this kind of stuff, and then also I post some memes. I got Meme Brain, so post Meme Brain, post some clips of the podcast, and also, so anyone want to guess number one box office film for the weekend?
It's got to be Lilo and Stitch, right?
Lilo and Stitch. Any guesses what it made?
What it made?
Any guesses? This is just for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Is this international or
just domestic? Just domestic box office.
I don't even know the range. 50 million.
Well, for somebody to know the range, that's not that bad. $145 million.
Oh, okay then.
So that was the number one movie.
Low ball on that one.
Number 2, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, $63 million this weekend.
That makes sense.
Which is pretty good. Competing against Lilo and Stitch was a good one. Final Destination: Bloodlines, $19 million. Thunderbolts, $9 million, and then bringing up number 5, Sinners with $8 million.
Okay,
so, Sinners,
but that's been out for like a month now.
Sinners and Thunderbolts been out a little bit. So now, because of that, let's look into the next weekend.
Sure.
Right. So keeping. You see, I'm keeping on theme here. This is partially on theme. Karate Kid Legends opens up this weekend.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, well, because it's bringing Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
Macchio.
So basically, bringing back all the legends and bringing them into one final film here together.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep on brand there with that. So Karate Kid, another one called Bring Her Back. Jane Austen Wrecked My Life, which is comedy romance. The other one is horror mysteries. Bring Her Back. This is the one I wanted to tell you about because Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox stars Keith David.
Oh,
Keith David this weekend. Perfect. We just had a conversation about. He was like, Keith David is always in everything.
He's in everything.
He either voices everything or he's in everything. And I was like,
if you watch media, you know Keith David's voice. You could dream about it tonight. Trust me.
Play Halo.
Yeah.
Like Halo's like the most iconic Keith David voice meme for me ever because I'm just like he's in literally everything.
Right.
And then bringing it up, Imported Wives, which is a comedy drama. So there's that. So if anyone wants to see those movies this weekend, that is your top 5 opening this weekend here. It's gonna be a blast.
I'm not thrilled about the Karate Kid thing because there's been so many iterations of it.
Well,
and they've been so back and forth.
Cobra Kai brought it back.
Cobra Kai was good.
Really brought them
now I
back
say
in.
Cobra Kai was good. I need everybody to understand. I watched exactly 1.5 episodes.
Good enough.
But in the 1.5 episodes, great, beautiful film.
And this is also why you haven't watched a whole lot of other actual
movies. I am notorious. I watch 1 or 2. I'll say that is fantastic. I'll never watch the rest of it. But those 2 were very good. I thought they did a good job as far as I got.
Yeah, well, I'm on your side. I haven't seen all of it, right? My problem is I'm such a movie guy that I love shows.
Right.
But I have a hard time. I need to let them finish first. Yeah. I don't have 8 years to wait. Yeah. I did for a while, and it made me mad when they didn't end how I wanted it to, and so I'd get pouty and weird and stand off. And so I don't want to watch any more shows. So I need a show to start and end, and people go, that was a great show. Or it was like, the first 2 seasons were great, and I'm not watching it.
Right.
If the first 2 seasons out of 8 years,
I'm gonna always say it. Ted Lasso to me is I think it's only 3 seasons long. Yeah. And provided I think they're gonna try to come out with another 4th, but the first 3 seasons that they've come out thus far, where it was their arc.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's perfect amount of funny and drama and just a good feel good plot.
Yeah, I've heard that. The problem with Ted Lasso, they put it on Apple TV. It's the one streaming service I don't own.
Okay, but
I own 15 other streaming services.
You just got a new phone.
Yeah.
Did you not get the Apple?
Trial.
You get a 3. Usually they come out with a free trial.
I got a 3-month free trial, so I need to cash it in just to watch Ted Lasso with 3 months.
The last 5 minutes is going to be just us roasting you and your decision making.
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I want you to look in the camera and say, "I am a silly, silly boy."
Yes.
No, it's tough because there's just so many. That's my problem now. Is there's just too much content.
We've almost made the complete circle where I want cable again.
Yeah,
I want all my streaming to come to one, and I'm like, okay, just tell me what's on TV.
Right. Well, especially look at someone like me, right? So we have over 1,000 movies. We own a ton of kid movies too. Mm-hmm. So we own everything? No, because we just try to own what we want to watch again.
Yeah,
right.
But it's tough because like the thing about streaming services is like, okay, like the originals, but also the old libraries. Well, a lot of the old libraries, like Caitlin and I were flipping through, my wife for those, everyone here. we were flipping through Hulu or something, and we're trying to figure out something to watch, and I'm like, just watch that, we own it. And so like my brain is like, I don't want to watch something we own.
Right.
Well, and I think also half the problem is like if you're trying to go through a whole like series, let's just say Trolls, for example, for my kids, it's like, all right, Trolls 1 is on Netflix, Trolls 2 is on Hulu, Trolls 3 is back on Netflix. Absolutely, it's all about the license on to make sure you try to, they're going to capitalize on every penny that they can. But that's the problem. It's like if you have it physical disc, it's right there.
Yeah.
But then it's like, all right, you have to worry: is it going to be on that streaming service, or is it going to be elsewhere, or is it going to be on none of the streaming services? You have to pay $4 to watch it once.
Oh, 100%. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the kind of physical media collector that goes, I hate streaming. I love it. I love it for the convenience. I love it for the kids. There's stuff I want to watch. The problem is, I got burned. So years ago, there was a thing called ultraviolet, right? You buy a Blu-ray, buy a DVD, it comes with an ultraviolet copy. I remember it was like after a couple years, they sent out an email to everybody, and I had a few movies. They sent a whole thing talking about, hey, if you have ultraviolet, on this date, you're losing your library.
Yeah.
I was a collector, but not nearly as much as I have now. So I was like,
but there are for sure.
Mm-hmm. There was somebody I knew that had over 1,000 movies on ultraviolet.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there any way to back that up at all?
No. I mean, unless I'm wrong, I remember it was like, this is your library, we're erasing our library because the licensing and whatever, like we're shutting down, we lose licensing. Apple, I know Apple too. There was movies that were like, you'd buy it $20 and then you lose licensing. It was no longer allowed to play on your iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just like, I love having it. One, I've always been a fan of like movie theaters or like a Blockbuster, right? You go in there, it's all there, libraries and stuff like. I love that feel. You walk in, I can look at it, scope what I want, it's the aesthetic of it. But I'm also like, I don't want to be worried about if anyone, like, unless my house burns down or I let somebody borrow it and don't get it back. Like, that's the only time I won't have it.
Yeah, you won't have it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at on that. It's like streaming has a great thing, but it's like I shouldn't have to worry. Like you see on Netflix where it's like leaving soon, and I'm like, no.
It's exactly it.
Right. It's just that's where I get that. I think there's no wrong answer. If you love movies, there's no wrong answer. But for me, I'm like, I damn it, I want Gymkata in my hand.
Right. Yeah, you gotta save that.
But to that point though, it's even if you have a small, like if you have a small no-name, I'm sorry, it's no-name movie now. It's what, 40 years?
He said Olympic gymnast Kurt Thomas.
Right.
Who?
40 years later.
Gymnastic champion.
Yeah, 40 years later, no one's going to know on streaming what that is.
No.
But then you have a random guy who just says, all right, hey, I've got this old movie that I picked up. Let's try and watching that. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Because this does happen with physical media too.
Mm-hmm.
The VHS went out. You can't find a VHS player. My parents actually had this huge, when I was a kid, like, floor to forever height, like 8 foot tall bookshelf with VHSs. Every VHS you've ever thought of. Dude, if you paid me to find a VHS player right now, I would.
So that's where
I'd have to eBay it.
So that's where I think
I think that would feel worse.
I think
that's tougher.
In the mid 2010s, I think because piracy of anything digital copy was they were trying to harp on it so much. I think they went too far on it because I think that would have been the perfect time to do allowance of digital downloading. Because you had there was always that one guy in high school who, hey, I just ripped off this TV, here's a bunch of CDs. If you gave the ability to just say, hey, here's a DVD, download it, and you can have that physical copy, then that probably would have eliminated, I think, a lot of the hold streaming services have. Because then at that point, it's like, hey, remember those old movies that you have? Your 1,000 copies of it. Because you can put VHS recorders and put it as a digital
copy.
You absolutely can,
people forget what Netflix used to be.
Yeah.
It was a disc.
It was a disc. I mean, you would get a queue, and they mail you a disc, and you watch it.
Yeah.
You know what my ass was doing? Getting that movie and burning it to my own copy.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, and I did that for a while. That's why before I became an actual collector, I'm like, okay, my queue has my top 3 ready to come out.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I know a guy who did that.
No, it's like,
everybody did it. If you're watching this and you didn't do that, you're a liar. Unless you're like 10 watching this, go to bed.
I was thinking like that. I was a little bit like, we had Netflix. I didn't care enough to burn the disc.
Right, but you always had that one friend who did.
There was people who did.
Because I had a buddy who did that and had a MyPlex set up where he gave us a login and just we had access to all of the thousands of movies. It was him and his dad had all of these movies downloaded because the same thing. His dad was a huge movie collector and had the same thing where just all the way down and had access to all of this.
Because like for me, I'm a fan of like the whole thing. I like the case, I like the R, I like the thing, whatever. Yeah. But like for a little bit there, I'm like, okay, I'm like 14. Like I just want the movie.
Right.
Yeah. Like I am a huge wrestling fan, and Netflix would get the copy of that pay-per-view that just ended before it would be sold in stores. So I put it in my queue, get it, copy it, and I wouldn't have to spend $20 on getting it. Right. Even though I'm like, I want all these movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like music too.
Right.
Like you pirate music, you download music, you make a mixtape, make CD, whatever. And I think that's a lost art now because now they're like, we'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, go ahead, do it. And
Well, that was also the same thing. It's like you used to be able to share music libraries easily.
Yes.
Or just you plug in your iPod or Zune or whatever.
Zune, man, I had a buddy that purposely got a Zune.
But all you could do, because it was easier. Because it was easier through Microsoft. iTunes used to be that easy, where it's just you plug it in your computer, drag and drop. Your buddy now has all of your library if he's got the space for it.
And then they're like,
they locked that down tight.
It's pretty fast. Like, that was pretty quick.
Well, and you used to be able to just burn the CDs straight off iTunes as well.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
Well, you still can, but it has to be.
I haven't loaded iTunes
Actually, I haven't burnt. Not that I burned a CD long, but it
Yeah.
used to be that it had to be stuff that you had the rights to at that point.
Okay.
So
the problem is now you buy stuff and you're just buying a license.
You're renting.
You don't have the rights.
You're renting.
You just,
That's why.
Calm down, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Calm down.
No, that's literally it.
Exactly.
Because they'll go, well, no, you can buy it because they're like they think collectors want the case. They also want the game too.
Right.
So they're like, oh no, you can buy the physical case at the store and it comes with a digital
case does you no good
like
in 20 years if they stop supporting whatever streaming part it is.
They completely missed the point that Game Boys, they still play them now.
That's
play
exactly
the original Red and all the original
literally
games.
in my office I have that whole shelf of I've got my old Sega Dreamcast, I've got my PS1, PS2. It's like if I wanted to go back and play, because I want to go back and play, like, for example, Sly Cooper. I don't know if y'all ever played that. Was one of my favorite as a kid.
That's one I haven't thought about in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Peak PS2.
That's exactly. So, but if I want to go back, I have the hard copies of that. If I wanted to do that now, I don't have a PS5. They don't even have it on the digital platform.
No.
I think maybe PS4 had it, and I don't think you can even download it anymore.
Even in the digital, like the not very recent games, or not very old games, I scroll through my library on PlayStation, and I'm looking for stuff to download for me or my kid to play or something, show them something. And there are so many that are like locked because they've removed it from the store.
Yes.
It's like, dude, this game came out like 4 years ago.
It's like, why is it locked already?
I paid money for this 4 years ago, and it's just like, it wasn't that good anymore.
Well, and that's why when we do this segment, so the whole point is I'm going to find movies that aren't easy for you to find.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and granted, there will be ones that aren't like super obscure, but maybe like it's not going to be Avengers Endgame, right? Where I bring you Superhero case and go, tell me, what do you think of this is? And it's the Hulk.
Right.
Like it just because I don't think this is streaming anywhere. If it is, it's probably Tubi, maybe Tubi. Check Tubi.
That one,
like,
I can't imagine that is streaming
anywhere.
Okay.
Dude, this is this is the most obscure.
Again.
Okay, so just Jim Cotta streaming.
Right. Jim,
ladies and gentlemen. And it'll be fun too. So down below when you watch this, when you get to this point, comment movies that knowing James hasn't seen anything.
If I can find it streaming,
according
I'll
to
link
Google,
it on whatever platform.
No, you'd have to rent it. It's not on anything. You could rent it on YouTube or Apple TV or Google Play for $4.
So let's talk about why this isn't free.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Why is that one not free? That's a great question.
That's amazing. Action thriller. My God.
Well, all right. So if you're really like. My thing is like it's not profitable at that point because they're paying for the license to put it on your streaming services. So if you're paying for a license, you're assuming that you're going to get some sort of
someone's going to watch it.
Yeah,
my assumption
some sort of traffic
because it seems like universally $3.99 across the board.
Yeah.
The license for this is probably $1.
Yeah,
seriously,
it's probably like $1.
Seriously,
because there's no way you're only charging $4.
I'm going to guess
profit.
That license has been sold a dozen times since.
Oh,
right. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah,
I'm trying to think with the production. So it's Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers get your life together.
But like, what was all right? So now I want to see what was their.
That's crazy to me. I wanted to find another movie
office?
that.
Hold on.
85 was
all right, but here's all right. So box office, they made almost $6 million off of that. I don't know how much it cost.
It looks like it cost about.
It has to be I'm gonna
say 2 packs of bubble gum and maybe.
Duct tape,
they were good to go.
Duct tape, Vaseline, and a pummel horse.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because, yeah.
There's a Jim Cotta.
What?
There's a Gymkhana 2.
Day of the Panther,
Ladies and gentlemen.
unrelated film. So
Oh, okay. Well, then why call it 2? Yeah, we got to know what it cost. Gymkhana cost. What did you cost?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy I chose Gymkhana as the first movie. I feel like we are.
I don't watch a lot of movies, granted. I do enjoy a good bad movie.
Okay, so
or a good.
So according to Google, $4 million to make.
What?
So
That's a profitable movie.
So
right
they
there.
made a good profit for back in the 80s.
But think about inflation.
was-
$4 million in 1985 is probably
I
like
was gonna say.
$100 million now.
Well,
Like,
they made $2 million profit, which
Yeah.
I mean, they could.
considering that's that's not bad.
That's really.
If
cool.
you made a $2 million profit on a $4 million budget
for a movie
for
I've
a movie
never heard
like
of.
this,
Yeah.
So that's about 11.8 mil.
okay.
So,
it's
yeah, that's a
decent,
good cheap
small,
movie, yeah.
small movie. Yeah.
All right, Gymkhana.
Yeah. So they made their money off of that,
They
at the very
did.
least.
I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
But like,
But In a Dragon, I love In a Dragon.
But like, it goes
Same director.
Yeah.
That's cool. But it goes back to there was a.
I just love that he went from that cult classic
Right,
to
to
this cult
there.
classic.
He's like, you know what's good as Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
This guy.
But
He knows what he does well.
Seriously.
Those movies.
But there's a quote by Matt Damon was in an interview, like why streaming, well, you can't make the same kind of money anymore.
Yeah.
Because of the profit margins are so thin. Where it used to be, Gymkhana made they made 1.7 million from production to box office, just box office. We don't know how much they made total off of DVD sales. Damon was saying like you don't make DVD sales anymore because of the streaming deals are so terrible.
You know what though? I think that from my own uneducated, because I don't know nothing about the movie industry.
You know business enough.
But my assumption is, I really think the Netflix studios has brought back the B movies where you would have made those. Because if you go on Netflix,
all the
it's like
independent
Netflix exclusive,
Yeah.
Hulu exclusive,
Yeah.
and it's like this movie was obviously made with an iPhone
Oh,
keyboard.
absolutely.
But I mean, it's got some of the stuff
it
that
has
I
some
would,
spunk.
I would
Well,
like.
that's where-
So I can see where they were going. You
Yeah.
can tell this was like, this is my portfolio, and now give me some money so I can make
But
a
it
real
really
one.
does. It's like you can go off of like names now because like was it Dave Franco and Alison Brie? They're making a horror movie that's coming out that I'm very curious to see. Like this,
Okay.
I think it's
Franco's
this
an
month.
interesting character.
Yeah,
Franco's real
This
interesting.
is his younger brother, mind you.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh wait,
a-
this is
so-
not,
yeah.
so it's
so
not
it's
the Franco I'm thinking.
No,
No,
it's not
that's James Franco.
Yeah.
You're
James
thinking,
Franco.
Dave is in a lot of the comedies.
Okay.
He's always just kind of there in the background, and they really don't look alike. So
Do they not?
You would
No.
see him and be like, oh,
I think,
No, yeah.
I think James Franco is an adjunct professor in
Yeah, it's called Together.
Him and Matthew
so too.
McConaughey both.
so together.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be coming out in July.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd take a chance on it. Why not?
yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like the B movies though, because
Well, that's why
I'll be
they're
honest,
fun,
a
man.
lot of the I don't know if they call them AAA because it's like AAA video
Right,
games,
but
but like the mainstream
indie-
movies,
like indie films.
indie movies, yeah.
like the indie movies, they seem like there's more variants of what happens.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
you watch
You can do more.
an action
Yeah.
movie that was top 10.
right.
Almost every one of them has more or less the same plot, new character, maybe like a new actor, different actor, maybe.
But yeah, it's the
generally
same cookie
same
cutter.
thing. Yeah.
Well, because you got let's say you got
I
Thomas.
don't know what to expect from Gymkhana,
None.
right?
A great time.
A great time.
But let's say you get Gymkhana in the way it lives, right?
Right.
You have a small budget. You have no sort of expectations. You can kind of do
Right.
what you want. You have nothing to
Right.
lose, really. Because
Right.
$4 million is a lot, but really it's kind of low for movie making.
Yeah.
But then let's say you make it now,
Mm.
and you put in Brad Pitt as the star
Sure.
with a huge studio.
But even-
because Warner Brothers released the movie, they didn't make the film.
Right.
So you go,
Yeah.
okay, like you have more in a high budget. So
Right,
you go, now I
right.
have money that someone else is like, you better figure this out.
Right.
Right.
You have a studio that's going like, hey, watch your butt.
Right.
And then you get a star that's like, you got a lot of pressure. I mean, there's a lot
yeah.
that goes in all that. So you're losing money before
But
you
like,
even
what
get to
about
the-
Yeah.
like you have nowadays? What like your Get Out? You know.
Yeah. Yeah, get out.
Phil made a great movie off of a low budget, and it blew up.
Oh, it was
And
great.
so now he has a whole series of thrillers because of that.
And what's
You know,
funny
so-
is his more later ones, which he's kind of in that cookie cutter because he kind of
Yeah.
does very similar movies now. I just saw another one. And it was like, wow, I didn't even know he had released something in the last year, and
Yeah.
he's releasing pretty regularly.
No, he's doing good. I think he has a new one getting ready to come out. I don't remember what the name of it is, but
Yeah.
it's somewhere. I mean, you have like Nope and Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Out. So it's along that same line.
Right, but it's like Get Out was still a very unique take at the time.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
you
And
know.
expectations low coming in with not necessarily name actors, like you were saying, like expectations being low. It kind of makes for a good movie release.
Yeah.
Situation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I have a couple of my sleeve that are going to be
Yeah.
like stinky,
Yeah.
but it'll be a fun time. So
Now, speaking of expectations, Tell me why Lilo and Stitch sucked. I don't know. That's what. So that's what everybody online is saying, that it was an awful.
I liked
awful thing.
85 to 90% of it.
Okay.
Because again, I watched the original one and loved.
I went back and watched a lot of the original one.
No. Then your opinion is immediately.
Well,
discounted.
I've watched it in the past. I couldn't remember how it ended, so I did go back and watch just the ending portion.
That's
because
fair.
I couldn't remember the ending scene.
All right.
Fair.
I remember everything up to that point, but I was like, man, I can't remember what was different between the two.
What do you classify as the ending scene then? What, like, starting from where?
Essentially, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for Lilo and Stitch.
For Lilo and Stitch, the O2. When Lilo, it was O2.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
When Stitch drowned and they come back on the surface.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like that scene, I could not picture that scene in my head. So I did go back and rewatch that scene.
Right.
They make him more dense.
Yeah.
Like they actually should, because they mention it in the cartoon.
Yeah.
But you don't really get how he literally water
Sinks
touches
the
him
bottom,
and sinks.
yeah.
Which
like
honestly,
just as heavy.
good explanation.
No, yeah. So that's
just to
cool.
throw it out early.
Yeah.
And then to completely
throw it out
more or less.
properly.
They talk about it, but then he there's no real stakes as far as him and Lilo. There is, but they don't really play into it.
Right.
I think so. For me, I think you get the ones for people who are mad. There's one they took out. I forgot his name. Giant Shark. Gontu. They took out Giant Shark.
I heard a reason for that, and I do actually like it. The director came out and said that the way that they had him in CGI was just not playing well with the environment.
Perfect.
Just straight up that, and so they had to retweak how they played Jumba.
Yeah,
which
people
is why,
really mad about
which is
Jumba.
why I'm upset about it.
Yeah, people are really mad about Jumba.
Jumba became like a combination of the two.
Yeah.
He was like sort of Gontu, sort of whatever, Jumba.
Jumba.
But he wasn't like that in the original.
No,
I really liked Jumba.
He became fun uncle.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
He became
like
he was funny.
Right.
He became
That was,
Jumba.
I saw an explanation of that too. It was like the whole point, and this kind of ties into the Lilo and Nani story, where in the original one, the O2 one, Lilo and Nani, it was more the fact that Nani just had a lot put on her.
Right.
And the whole point was she was just trying to figure out a way to get back to ground zero.
Right.
With Lilo being, still being her sister, and she's taking care of Lilo. Here they kind of shoved everything going, all right, here's a family friend that can take care of Lilo for half a day.
You're leaving her to college.
Yeah, and so then it goes back to, at the very end of the movie of the original one, it said, all right, Nani, you're underwater. Now here's a whole community to help you with Lilo.
Yeah.
Jumbo and Pleakley able to rebuild the whole house.
Right.
Yeah.
Cobra Bubbles able to give just good general man support.
Right.
You had David who was finally she had support of everybody there to help her with Lilo, and then they could have done the same exact thing with this new one. Instead they just said, all right, she's a ward of the state, give her to your the person who's been helping you. See ya, you're off.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason I went back. I couldn't remember. I was like, man, I don't remember this whole she left thing. That isn't in the...
No, because
it's not.
Because in this one, she's ready to give her up.
That's something.
That's where people are mad. Is they're like, she's ready. She's not like...
I wouldn't go that far.
She doesn't even consider it in the cartoon.
Right.
That's where people are like,
no.
It never once crossed her mind to even attempt.
I didn't remember that
She
portion.
did everything
but
she
they
could
also
until
they did add the hospital scene though. That's why.
So
after that the Stitch drowning scene, they added Lilo going to the hospital into the new one.
Yes.
That's why it was a whole...
It became... But in the animated, she didn't go off to college.
No. So they added the marine biology thing for this one.
For just that.
Well, they tried to fix it too and be like, well, she has a portal, she can go show up in debt, but...
Honestly, I would have been fine with everything else had she not signed away the guardianship to the state anyway. Because they could have done exact the same thing. It's just, hey,
it was the CPS thing for me.
Right. It's like, can you just let it be like a temporary... I don't know how it works. I'm not... Can it be temporary conservativeship to her friend, and then while she goes to college, gets a career, and she get the same thing how the CPS worker was going, can you get a job? Can you pay your bills? Can it be the same thing, hey, in a couple years, can you get a job? Can you support?
I'm going to do the, I'm going to pretend I'm a writer for a second. Okay. Let's say you keep everything the same, but you reverse it. Nani goes, no, dude, you're not taking my sister. I love my sister.
Right.
She goes home, she kisses her goodnight, and portals her way to college, goes to school, come back the next day.
Same
night. Do the reverse, where instead of going to college and bubbling her way home.
Why not,
you go stay home, love your sister, be a good, loving mother figure.
Seriously.
And then you portal yourself to college.
I will say,
why not?
I like the animated ending better.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
I think the low part for me, and I love the actor, I think Jumba's character, especially in his human form, very flat.
Yes. Well,
Very
yeah.
like a-
So yeah, because
It was just Zach
I think
Galifianakis.
it was.
But
It's always funny because Zach Galifianakis
flat
usually
Galifianakis.
has such an
He's
outlandish
just a flat version of
character.
himself. Yeah.
But I think
it was weird.
Like he's always that out there, just
right.
beyond himself character,
Right.
and this is Stone Cold Zach.
You're right.
And I'm not a fan
Like
of Stone
because
Cold.
the guy who they had
66?
because the guy who they had Pleakley was like a very similar Pleakley where it was just a weird goofy
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, at least they made him cartoony.
that casting couldn't have been better.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that guy's name.
No, I mean I didn't know. I'm like, who is this guy? But he.
But that guy, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
he was Pleakley through and through.
And I will say one thing I've read a lot of a lot of people's complaints. So there's like to us, we grew up and we're mad at the changes.
Yeah.
And there's also the take where I've heard people be real mad. I don't think it's Disney being this far, but people from Hawaii and like Islanders being very upset
Really?
about Nani thinking she has to leave to be happy.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like
because it was
they're like not only
Now,
did
that's
she
an
give up her
interesting
sister,
point.
but
Here's
it's like
why.
they're pissed because they're like, well, like she has paradise or it's Hawaii, we're very proud people.
Right.
She could have
Her
gone to
sister-
college there
Yeah.
because from what my understanding is they have an amazing marine biology department
it would go to make
At
sense.
there.
Because then she
Yeah.
could stay.
instead of going all the
Yeah.
way to the mainland.
So and that's somebody obviously
Which-
not Hawaiian.
Now
not
that you
Hawaiian,
say that,
but-
I guess she went to UC San Diego,
yeah,
right?
it was like she was
Yeah.
Okay, because when she was talking to the girl, she was like, "Oh, remember I went to the North Shore? I left that movie thinking she was just on the other side of the island."
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She went from like
Until you just said that, I was like, "Oh yeah, this was in San
Yeah.
Diego."
Yeah.
That is a
So
far
it's
away.
so from that standpoint, from a local standpoint, I get why they would be upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm upset that she gave Ohana means family until I go to college. I'll be back in
Yeah.
6 years, baby. So I just there's a lot. That was my part. I didn't care as much. It was more about his personality about Jumba than it was.
No, yeah,
about,
because especially if you're comparing original to this one, the original one they lean full into that evil genius.
Yeah.
Ah!
Maybe that's
type
what they're
of
like.
thing.
He can't be Russian.
Right. It's like right. But like, they were going, it's like, he's evil, 626 Ikai, and he's
Right.
just a
He's
bigger,
evil.
larger than
Yeah.
life,
And
like,
he
not even
becomes
like,
Skunk
truly,
at the
like
end.
just
Yeah.
mad, it was just mad genius at that point, not even evil genius.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like in the third act and this one, all of a sudden he hates family?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
at no point at any
It was
other
just
part,
swerve.
at
Right.
first he was just evil genius, which is fine, and then he had to be an antagonist because they didn't have Gontu. I get
right.
that, but all of a sudden, why do you hate family? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
just like, are you just gonna
Which-
literally shooting? All right, spoilers. Shoots the door for no reason
no reason.
whatsoever.
Exactly. He's like,
what?
oh, you're Mei and Pepe? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. We're killing that door.
Right.
We're shooting it
Just
down.
like, because before in the original, he's shooting at Stitch going around.
Yeah, yeah,
that
Stitch
makes
is all
over.
total
That's
sense. Where it's just like, all right, cool, Stitch is running around. He's just a bad shot.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure Stitch throws a slug bug in the house.
Yeah.
Like he throws a beetle straight through the door. Obviously, that's going to
So
wreck
it
the
wasn't
house.
him trying to be
Right.
basically a villain.
You're right.
Intentionally.
Like, they were-
Yeah.
they
He
were
was just
really-
destructive.
Just
Just like
they were
chaotic neutral.
Honestly,
Yeah,
they could,
exactly.
when they call for the emperor or whoever it is, the galactic
The
woman.
Grand Councilwoman.
Thank you. When she says
Ready, Ryan?
we're gonna call in for backup, they easily could have just thrown in anyone else. Didn't have to be Gontu.
Right.
Literally
At that point.
any other pick your nameless villain. Could have even been the galactic
Right.
woman herself. Or maybe not, because they had to be a little corrupt on that one.
Right.
But like literally anybody else to say, hey, we're gonna steal Stitch, have the entire same third act.
Right.
Just putting in, and I get it, you can't just throw a random villain in.
Right.
But you also just can't shove an evil villain arc down a throat
Down.
too.
And if
Yeah.
you decide if you feel like that's the way you need to go, I think there was a way for you to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think you could have made him the villain and not be where he's shooting mom and dad,
Right.
dead mom and dad doors
Exactly,
down.
yeah.
And then at the end be like, oh, like you're right. And he didn't even have to be part of the family at the
Sure,
end. He could have
no.
still had that arc of like, I'm the villain, give me him, and I don't care, like give me him
Right.
back.
Yeah.
And you it's a character. That's what's called character arc.
Right,
So
yeah.
You still are a villain, but you see your ways at the end.
Right.
So
exactly.
there's a way for him to have that without being the villain.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, or he stays the villain.
And in the original, again, I have shoddy memory, so we'll see. In the original, the bad guy was Gontu, obviously, I get that. But also, it was like the rules of the Grand Council. Like
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
quote-unquote justice they
wasn't even-
required.
No,
Yeah.
he wasn't even
So,
really a
It wasn't
villain.
even a villain. It was
just
just he was a cop doing his job.
Yeah.
Gontu
That's literally
in
it.
or out. The bad was that it was required for the justice to be served to
Yeah,
626.
Right. We just so and then according to the Galactic Councilwoman, she didn't see Stitch's entire character arc.
Right.
She didn't see him like going from good to bad.
Yeah.
That's why it made the end so poignant. Going, oh, you can talk. Oh, you can do this.
All of that.
Because the only thing
Right.
that she heard was apparently Stitch swearing out the rest of the group so bad that it made people puke. So it's like, to her, yeah, sure, irredeemable monster, kill it. I don't care.
But and even when, again, the only scene I've gone back and rewatched, so I know this one well.
Hey,
she was talking to Plickly at the end, and she's like, I don't want to do it, but you know the rules make me do it.
Yes,
that
exactly.
is the crux of the whole situation.
And that's why Pleakley knowing all of that stupid stuff
and
was
then with
crucial.
the receipt and everything, gone to not there. They could have sent random Star Trooper looking.
Exactly.
They wore the little thing.
And they could have had the same conversation with her on,
same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
You omit one, add another. And they could have done that. They could have created a new villain or had the
and
character
even then,
and
to your point, because it really is just the Galactic Federation as a whole and their role.
It's the rules.
It really could have just been, all right, here's a group of people, taking Stitch, and they do the same exact thing.
So I get why people are mad. I in my old age, right, ripe old age of 33 years old, I have decided that I'm not gonna overthink kid movies. Because this, right, Jim Cotta,
right.
Some people watch that and go, "What am I? This is the waste of time."
Right.
Fair. It's gymnastics. It's ninjas. It's karate. Lilo and Stitch is we grew up watching it, right?
Right.
You know, at our age group, we were kids when it came out.
Yep.
We're showing our kids it now, and then right now with this one, it's like, is there things I don't like? Yes, but our kids loved it. Mm-hmm. They weren't thinking about any of it.
No.
My wife asked our daughter about when it's sad them trying to take Lilo, and she's like, huh?
Yeah.
Even though she's seen the cartoon, like, they're not thinking about it.
No,
and they're not worried about the changes. So it goes, I went in there and left fine. I was left there happy.
So that's what it. 90% of it.
I agree. The vast majority, I agree.
Yeah.
The one flat character.
But from a nitpicky standpoint, dude, I did not like the ending. I did not like.
It's another reason why live actions are such a hit or miss thing. Usually miss. Yeah. Because you're playing off the nostalgia, hoping that the people will like it as best as the first,
and you're filling gaps that weren't there.
Yeah. But unless you do a 1-for-1 remake, it's gonna fall flat.
Oh, and people are mad about that too.
And even then, it's still gonna fall flat.
Now I'm gonna say that. That being said, there are a few hits. I thought Mowgli was Mowgli. No, the Lion King one that just came out.
Oh, Mufasa.
There you go.
Yeah,
start with him.
Yeah. You want to know why?
Mufasa.
Because it didn't have anything to compare to.
It didn't have anything to do with it.
I would
have
have
just a brand new story.
Yeah, I would have no problem if they made live actions in the universe of right there, Lion King. It works.
Well, and that's why Star Wars shows right now. Like Star Wars shows are doing way better than a lot of films because they're not following. Like they kind of are, but some of them are their own stories. Some of them are like prequels, and so it's doing something. Yeah. Like if you follow an already existing thing, you get more criticism.
Right.
Lilo and Stitch is a fan favorite. There's Stitch stuff everywhere before the movie, and so when this movie came out, they knew they were going to get harassed.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get the ones that go, it's not that bad, just deal with it, and the ones that go, okay, then like the ending, but it was a good movie,
right?
And the ones that are like, I hate it, it's abysmal, garbage, and like
for a marketing standpoint, what they did for Lilo and Stitch was incredible because before they even announced it, they were already throwing more Stitch stuff into stores.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Because if you notice, about a year and a half ago, there was much more Stitch paraphernalia.
Yeah, when my daughter got into it, Charlotte got into it. Exactly. She about a year ago, she just was obsessed with Stitch.
Disney started putting more stuff onto Disney Plus. Yep. They started showing on the featured thing a little bit more. Yep. And then, because I remember having this thought going when my kids were going through, like I was like, oh, cool, Lilo and Stitch, I haven't seen that in forever. And then just didn't go in my mind. And all of a sudden I see in the stores and see different kids saying, wearing their stuff. I'm like, that's interesting. And all of a sudden they announced Lilo and Stitch.
And they even started doing Stitch Days. Like Stitch Days in school, and I was like, I don't remember doing Stitch. I was around for Stitch.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. We never dressed up as Stitch.
Right, I'm from a farming town. I got FFA days and farm handling days, but I didn't get any no Stitch days. Yeah. But so anything else you guys want to throw out there?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah. So everybody down below, let us know. Movies will be a fun one for James to get to guess the movie. I will have a few other ones to throw in the ring there. What did you think of Lilo and Stitch? Yeah, we'll see how the game goes. If the next podcast you see Marcos not in the shot at all, did not end very happy.
Crying.
Yeah, just like did not go good at all. So,
we'll put our link to all of our social channels down below. If you want to just subscribe to our Patreon, support us, we'd very much appreciate it. Helps our time and effort. And
absolutely,
there'll be different tiers if you want to see different behind the scenes stuff for us, different polls, different cool interactions with us, and you can even influence a little bit of what we talk about going forward in the pod. Definitely subscribe. That's awesome.
And if you are cheapy like me, just like, comment, follow, spread the love.
Yep.
Go follow these other platforms, and that will do some justice as well. So appreciate all the
sure.
support, guys.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys.